everyone, welcome back to Willow Grace Faith. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Sophie, and today's video, as you can tell from the title, is for the Christian that is struggling greatly, the Christian that has no hope, or the Christian that has depression, the Christian that's in a pit. I'll be reading a prayer from the Valley of Vision, which is a collection of Puritan prayers from the early days of America. This, trust me, you'll be able to understand what it says. It's very good. It's has a lot of good theology in it, but it's not even just about theology. It's about the realness and the rawness in these prayers, even 400 years ago, because a lot of these are about 400 years ago. The fact that the struggles we have today are so often faced, or have been faced throughout time. I can't talk today, I'm sorry. But I love the realness of these prayers and the fact that I am a young woman quite a few centuries later reading these. I'm being like, wow. So this is called A Disciple's Renewal, the name of this prayer. Oh, my Savior, help me. I am so slow to learn, so prone to forget, so weak to climb. I am in the foothills when I should be on the heights. I am pained by my graceless heart, my prayerless days, my poverty of love, my sloth in the heavenly race, my sullied conscience, my wasted hours, my unspent opportunities. I am blind while light shines around me. Take the scales from my eyes, grind to dust the evil heart of unbelief. Make it my chiefest joy to study thee, meditate on thee, gaze on thee, sit like Mary at thy feet, lean like John on thy breast, appeal like Peter to thy love, count like Paul, all things waste. Give me increase and progress in grace, so that there may be more decision in my character, more vigor in my purposes, more elevation in my life, more fervor in my devotion, more constancy in my zeal. As I have a position in the world, keep me from making the world my position. May I never seek in the creature what can be found only in the Creator. Let not faith cease from seeking thee until it vanishes into sight. Ride forth in me, thou King of kings and Lord of lords, that I may live victoriously and in my victory attain my end. I cried when I read this earlier. It's beautiful, and the whole book is just filled with beautiful prayers like this. So I'm sure they have this on Amazon or something. I highly recommend it. It helped me through a very dark time in my life. But the writer here starts by saying, Jesus, help me. You know, so often I feel like we have to come to God, or we feel like we have to come to God with, oh, Lord, who's the holiest, and blah 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 blah, and all these things are true, but we have to get ourselves ready to come to him, where it's like, no, Jesus is our mediator. We can come to him. The writer starts with, help me. I am so slow to learn. He's saying his faults. He's not perfecting himself before the Lord. He's saying he needs help, and he's literally saying he's slow, and he's fumbling, and he's forgetful, and he's sinful, and where he would like to be on the mountaintops, he's down in the valley. He's pained, or he is pained with the pain in his heart. That's a little redundant, but he has days where he can't pray. He can't even go before the Lord. My poverty of love, where there's just such a lack of love. Not even, I didn't treat this person with love, but there is no love in my heart right now because I am so deep in this pit. my sloth in the heavenly race. He feels behind everyone else in this race towards sanctification, heaven. He is the slowest. My sullied conscience. Think about all the thoughts that are keeping you down, the sinful and evil thoughts, or just the depression that you are suffering with, and the thoughts of that, or from that, I should say. I'm sorry, really can't speak today. But how it's affecting him, how he feels his own mind is just wrong. My wasted hours. How many have you just laid in your bed staring at the ceiling because you can't even get up? My unspent opportunities. I think about all the times in my life, I'm sure you do too, where you've had an opportunity for something, I'm so depressed, I'm so hopeless, I'm so whatever it may be. I am blind while light shines around me. You can't even see the goodness. He's so depressed, he's so hopeless. Take the scales from my eyes, grind to dust the evil heart of unbelief. He literally needs, metaphorically needs these scales that are covering his eyes, that are blinding him from seeing the truth and goodness of the Lord, to be removed supernaturally from his eyes, and the evilness in his heart, or the unbelief, to be ground to dust. Make it my chiefest joy to study thee. So you can see that, is it his chiefest joy? Is it the most precious thing to him to study the Lord? To meditate on the Lord? To look at the Lord? To sit at the Lord's feet? To lean on God? To appeal to God? Is it his joy? His chiefest joy? No, because if it was, he wouldn't be praying for it. Think about that. He wants to have joy from these things. This Christian, who I believe the writer of this was a minister, is admitting through this prayer that he does not get the joy that he truly desires from the Lord. And how many of us can relate to that? Where it's like, we go to the Lord, we don't get an immediate answer, we don't get immediate comfort, we don't get whatever, and then it's like, well, I don't get comfort from the Lord, I'm not going to go to him anymore, I'm not going to read his word because it's just, or whatever you might feel, it's boring, it's whatever, it doesn't speak to me, it doesn't, whatever, or I'm too depressed, I get no joy from any of this, God, where are you? This person also felt the same thing. Give me increase and progression in grace, so that there may be more decision in my character. So he's asking God to give him grace for his shortcomings. More vigor in my purposes. Think about that. More vigor in my purposes. I mean, obviously this language is not the language we use today, but he wants purpose. He wants reason. More elevation in my life. This is just depression. This is what I'm reading. He wants meaning and purpose. More fervor in my devotion. He wants to be devoted. More constancy in my zeal. I think I'm pronouncing that right, I hope. He wants to be more zealous for the Lord. He is spiritually dampened and wants more of these things. As I have a position in the world, keep me from making the world my position. I love that so much. God has given this person, this writer, place in the world, but he doesn't want the world to be his place, because the kingdom of heaven is where he will reside. That will be his place. May I never seek in the creature what can be found only in the Creator. That could be anything. That could be anything, really. A possession, another person. You're finding fulfillment in someone else. You're finding fulfillment in doing a certain thing. Fulfillment in the way you look, whatever it may be. Let not faith cease from seeking thee until it vanishes into sight. So he possibly fears that his faith would decrease, that he would stop seeking the Lord. So he's asking God to give him faith that would not cease. How many of us feel like, I don't have enough faith to seek the Lord anymore? I have felt like that in the pits of depression. I can't get out of bed. I can't even pray. How am I going to seek the Lord? So the Lord gives us that faith. He gives us that saving faith. He's the one that renews us. He's the one that keeps us going. He's the one that seals us with his Spirit. We cannot produce faith on our own. God has to give us that faith. In fact, if you think about it, if we go on a small little tangent, Jesus, his work on the cross was not the end point where it was like, okay, well, maybe a few people will believe in me and they'll be saved. No, Jesus made a sacrifice on the cross. He gave up his life. And then he gives us faith to believe in him. Because it literally says in the scriptures that God has to seek us out. That man cannot just come to God apart from the Father calling him. And nobody can come to the Father except through Christ. That was my little tangent. He gives us the saving faith. Ride forth in me, thou King of kings and Lord of lords, that I may live victoriously, and in my victory attain my end. And what is his end? Christ. When he passes and meets Christ. It is a beautiful prayer, and for those who are suffering with, I don't even know what you are suffering with, but those who are just in need of Christ because life is stressful and people are keeping you down, and the weight of your sin and your depression and your anxiety and the things you've done wrong, the wrongs other people have done to you, and the stress of the world is so overwhelming that all you can do is sit in your bed and curl into a ball and cry. Someone 300, 400 years ago had so many of the same feelings. You are not alone in them, and God will continue to work on you. He has not left you here in this situation. Something cool to think about is that the writer of this prayer that I read to you is currently with the Lord. I don't know, I just think that's cool. Life is hard, and Christ tells us not to even worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow won't worry about itself. Christ has given you, as a Christian, if you have truly come to know the Lord, Christ has given you that sight and that faith. He has given us what we need, which is himself. He fulfills a transaction on all parts of it. That does not make sense. I didn't word that correctly. Think what you need for heaven, which is perfection, which we can never attain. Christ fulfilled that on the cross, the sacrifice. He is perfection. He has given us the saving faith that we need, because who in their own evil flesh, in their own mortal, selfish flesh, one day decides, I'm going to choose God. But he comes to us, his Spirit comes to us and helps us to see. And that is why, he doesn't leave us. He doesn't leave us. Oh, Christian who is watching this, who is just in the depths of their own despair, he will not leave you. Has he started a work in you that he is suddenly finished with? Has he left you completely? You might feel like it. But I promise you, he is not done, and that you will be rescued. You will be helped. and you are already loved. If you have a prayer request or anything, drop it in the comments down below. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video and stopping by my channel. I really hope that this video helped you in any capacity. And as always, God bless.